March 2020. And when you're at home and you're forced to be there, you start looking around at your conditions and your situation. You start to say, you know, this doesn't work, or my family can't be safe here, or it's unaffordable, or and I think a lot of the people who are applying to Habitat felt that when we all went home. They say, well, I'm working hard every day. Many of our families are essential workers. So they were getting up and they were taking care of people in hospitals, and they were coming home to a place that was either unaffordable or was substandard, and their kids couldn't go to school from home. And so I think a lot of people started to say, I need a better home. I need a place where I can dig roots. And that's why I believe we saw an increase in housing applications because of that. Because we all felt that, Pam. I'm sure you felt that. I felt that. Going home, you're just like, yeah, this is the safest place for me right now. But what happens when it's not the safest place for you, right? And
Yeah.
really, how do you feel?
Yeah, and when you don't have that place, I mean, that I can't even imagine. I can't imagine what that would be like for a lot of people. And this is not it's not a quick process by any stretch. You don't just say, "Oh, you need a house, here's your keys." It doesn't work that way. So, talk about that a little bit, how the process goes along.
Sure. So once an individual, a family, they're qualified for our program, they join us for orientation, and we share with them the mission and the vision of Habitat for Humanity and their part in it. So as important as the house actually to us is the partnership, really, because in our mission statement, we bring people together to build homes, communities, and hope. But really what it comes down to is that hope piece. It's the intangible. And the way you do that is you build trust, you build partnership, you build community in that way. So our families come here and they find out that they are going to be participating in this process. They save money, $100 every month to get to $2,500 that we call a deposit only account. And that's really important in the partnership as well, because as many people don't know, but our houses are not given away, they're sold. So our families are working towards that 1% down payment that we require, their first year of homeowners insurance, their escrow deposit, and their lawn care equipment. So we work with them to start a savings account. And then also they take these classes, which we feel like education is a big part of this process. A lot of our families are first generation homeowners. So, having to fix items in your house may not have been something you grew up learning. So we require all of our families to go through a home maintenance course. And it's a 5-module course of different aspects of the house that they learn how to fix. You have your bathroom, you have your kitchen, you have doors and windows, how to clean certain products, use certain products for cleaning. Just to help families understand how to really care for their home, because it's a forever home. We're selling them. We're not renting them. So we want to make sure that our families are taking care of their homes and know how to do that. We also do financial literacy, of course, because they're buying this house. So we go through this process of money mentoring, collecting receipts, learning how to budget, sticking to that budget, and really challenging our families to take that hard work. They're working really hard every day, and that income, and how to use that to best serve their families. We also do personal development courses where we come together as groups and we just talk about life. We talk about parents and children. We talk about working. We talk about our pasts. And we believe that at Habitat, yes, it's about a large house, the house at the end of the product, but the house that we talk about is the house that this body. It's the house in which you'll never move from. How can we make this a home first, while we're building their forever home with their families? And so we talk about some of those things, those habits that people want to change. It's a new start. It really is for a lot of people, and we take that seriously. We also do estate planning, where Habitat pays for every family to write a will before they end the program, because once again, we're building generational wealth, not just a roof over someone's head.
And that's probably things that they don't even think about. I mean, I don't know that I would, eventually at some point, but, when you are undertaking building a house and going through that process, the whole situation about what happens if you're not here, where does this go, is probably something that they don't really think about. What's the demand been like for you guys? Has it been high? Are you able to continue to, stay on track?
Yes, I think we're going to be able to exceed some of those what we have done in the past year coming up because the demand is so high. And what we at Habitat love about East Central Ohio community is that when we reach out and say there are more people who need this opportunity, the community really steps up, and we love being a part, and that's why I think we've been so successful as an affiliate because this community has really rallied around behind the mission and vision of Habitat for Humanity. And yes, it's tough because there are a lot of people who need this opportunity, and you can only build so many houses, and we're just going to keep pushing ourselves to go further and further and grow. And I think we're on track. I think we're doing well. We could do more though. There are always people who need help.
Yeah, exactly. So, as you're moving forward, why would somebody say that Habitat stands out?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
one to
sure.
pick.
Absolutely, because of the partnership piece. Habitat, it's not just about getting people into units. That's actually not our goal, really, at the end of the day. It's to empower people to have a quality of life and a chance to have what we believe foundational to every other human experience, which is home. So our requirements for partnership, some people may not be about it because it's long, but honestly, like I said, I've had the privilege to work with our homeowners, and it's after the process, they say to me all the time, it's so much more than a house for me. It's value, it's empowerment, it's telling your children that you don't have to be in the situation that I was in because I put in work today. And so that's what makes us unique. It's always going to be that part and that 0% interest. I mean, affordability is very important to Habitat. We will have right 0% interest loans, which, I don't know about you, but I don't have, not many people who have a mortgage that's zero interest. That's what allows us to stand out. Families are building equity, they can afford it, they're empowered to make those decisions and have an increased quality of life.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then I know we have a lot more to talk about with our friends from Habitat for Humanity, East Central Ohio. We'll do that right here on 1480 WHBC.
Progressive Chevrolet will triple your down payment. 100 gets you 300. 500 triples to 1,500. $1,000 becomes $3,000. Progressive Chevrolet will triple your down payment up to $3,000. Getting triple your down payment could help you get approved when you buy any factory-certified used vehicle in stock. Only at Progressive Chevrolet in Massillon. Offer applies to Chevy factory-certified used vehicles only. Discount up to $3,000. Does not apply to prior transactions and cannot be combined with any other advertised offer. Dealer contribution may affect consumer cost. See dealer for details. Ends December 31st, 2021. Need to get approved for a nice in-stock factory-certified used vehicle? Got cash for a down payment, but wish you had more? Progressive will triple your down payment to help you get approved. And now, with the ultimate collection of SUVs and Silverados, there's no better time to shop, and there's no better place than Progressive Chevrolet on Hills and Dales Road in Massillon.
When struggles seem too tough, when sickness takes a hold, when cancer picks a fight, when baby's on its way, when life throws you a curveball, we've got you. With nearly 130 years in your backyard, Altman knows you and knows your community better than anyone. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family, and we want you to be the healthiest you can be. Altman, we are ready. We've got you.
Hi, this is Alan Rodriguez from Jewels, the area's newest, most unique fine jewelry store, located in downtown Canton. What makes us special? You'll see it in the beauty of our diamonds. You'll feel it in the craftsmanship of our jewelry, and you'll believe it with the professionalism of our staff. From our in-house full-time jewelers to our national award-winning designers, our genuine desire is to provide an exceptional jewelry buying experience at Jewels in downtown Canton and Rodriguez's House of Stones in New Philadelphia.
Are you on Santa's good list this year? Well, you are on the Bell Store's great list. And that means you can earn 10 cents off per gallon for every $25 Bell Bucks gift card you purchase with Bell Buddy Rewards. Bell Bucks make great stocking stuffers and great gifts for your neighbors, coworkers, kids, teachers, and babysitters. The more you buy, the more you save. Use Bell Bucks at the pump or in the store. Bell Stores, Ohio owned and keeping the family on full.
Ready to start earning $18 to $19.50 an hour while having a set schedule? ARE, the truck cap and cover manufacturer in Massillon and Mount Eaton, is hiring second shift production team members, starting at $18 to $19.50 per hour. ARE offers set production schedules, weekly pay, wage increase opportunities every 6 months, and no mandatory weekends. Careers start at ARE. Visit 4are.com to apply today. ARE is a Truck Hero company and an equal opportunity employer.
Did you know that Primetime Health Plan is a local Medicare Advantage plan located right here in our community? With over 14,000 providers in the Primetime Health Plan network, you're sure to find a provider you know and trust. Traditional Medicare does not cover all of your essential needs. With Primetime Health Plan, you get coverage for your care beyond your medical health. They offer prescription drug coverage, a hearing aid benefit, an insulin savings program, and a vision and dental allowance, plus much more. To find out, go to pthp.com. Share the holiday spirit this season and shop and dine local. When you do, you're making a difference in our community and helping our local economy recover. Shop local at great places like Uptown Cheapskate, Nickajack Farms, Athens Restaurant, the Medicine Center and Half Off Popeye Store, and Petiti Garden Center.
When you shop local, everybody wins. Shop local.
How can you achieve perfect gifting greatness? With Omaha Steaks. Perfectly aged, tender, unforgettable, and guaranteed delicious. Go to omahasteaks.com, enter quality into the search bar to order the perfect gift package for just $99.99. You'll get 24 entrees plus 8 Omaha Steaks burgers free with your order. Incredible flavor, value, and 100% guaranteed. We've all heard reports about shipping delays, so don't wait. That's omahasteaks.com, keyword quality.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
And welcome back, everyone. It is a Wednesday morning. Of course, it is Spotlight on Stark County, and we're talking today about Habitat for Humanity East Central Ohio. And with me this morning is Courtney Brown, Director of Family and Faith Partnership. And, you know, Courtney, before we went to the break, we were talking about the process, and let's talk a little bit about the families. I mean, you've been doing this for a while, and so I'm sure that there's a reaction from people when they get their home or are going through the process, right?
And really, I believe that Habitat homeowners are some of the best people I know. Just their willingness to do this program. Many of them are working. Some are working they're all working, but some are working 2 jobs. Some are going to school. They're raising children, and yet they come to Habitat like once a week for 2 years to do this program. So that commitment is just next level to me, and they're always here and ready and happy and excited and pushing forward, and I think they're some of the strongest people I know. I think of a few stories. So if any of you guys have been on a Habitat work site, at our affiliate, at 10 o'clock, we break for devotion time. And it's a time for the volunteers to learn a bit about our ministry, to learn more about the homeowner that they're working alongside on that site. And sometimes we have partner families who haven't picked their homes yet also come out and work alongside volunteers and that current homeowner. And so I was doing the devotion this summer, and I usually tell families, be ready, because I'm going to ask you to share a little bit about your story. Because you guys expect me to talk great about Habitat. This is what we've committed our lives to doing here. But when a family talks, about Habitat, and people really hear how they feel about this ministry, that's really what matters. So we think that's very important in our ministry. So I told the families, hey, we're going to do devotion. Get ready to share a little bit about your story. And we don't really prep them because it's all true and it's all real. So I don't really know what's going to be said, but I know that it's honest and it's real, and it's going to make a good impact to our volunteers. And so we had one family, he's a veteran, and he shared a little bit. I didn't know what he was going to say. And he said, my family, we're living with a family of 5 living in a 2-bedroom house right now. And we don't actually have doors because the frames are so small. We just have curtains that separate rooms. And he said, I came home from Afghanistan and I tried everything. And you guys don't understand that Habitat was my last opportunity. Someone brought it to my attention to provide a life for my family. And I'm not embarrassed to say it. I used to be proud. I used to be, I could figure out anything. But I tell you guys today that this was my chance to do something for my family. And when we got accepted, I finally felt like the husband and the father that I knew that I was, but I had no proof that I could do these things. And here I am today working towards our house. My wife's working towards our house, and our teenage kids can see that, we can do this and we can buy our house. And so that story I was floored. I mean, I know him and I know his wife. They've been working together for a while. But the volunteers that day realized that how essential this is. This is important. It's not just the fun part of building and putting up a wall. Like, no, this family absolutely needs this. And this father was at the end of his rope, and Habitat was there to answer that need.
Yeah, you're erecting a life basically when you're building that house. I mean, that I think that's a great way to do it too, to share with people, because many times you can go into a situation, you just hammer nails and you start to build the house and do the things and maybe not necessarily think about the people behind it. So how do you choose a house or a place to build, or how does that part of it work?
Yeah, so we have an inventory of property, which I'm shameless plug here. If anybody out there has lots in East Central Ohio and Stark County, Tuscarawas County, Carroll County, Harrison, or Jefferson counties, please give us a call because, as you guys know, it's getting more challenging to get property now. But we will have an inventory of lots or renovated homes. And our construction staff, they're amazing. They prep the property, get it ready. And then every season we look at the families who have been working in the program so far for a while. And we start looking at what county that they're from and where they're looking to go. And we show them the properties that we have available at the time, and that's how they choose. But yeah, our families who are picking every year, they've already been doing a lot of what we call sweat equity hours before they even choose houses. That's how much trust our families have, and that's how much they need this opportunity. Families are giving 50 to 100 hours prior to even knowing where they're going to build. And that time is very special because that's that molding time, that's that education time. So that when it is their turn to build in the house, they have fully understood this program. They are bought in, they have skin in the game, and now they can really tell their stories to the volunteers and the people in the community.
All right, we're going to take a quick break for some news. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the qualifications and what you have to do to be able to get on that path to a home. And also, we'll talk a little bit about Habitat for Humanity Restore, one of my favorite places in the whole wide world. That's all coming up on a Spotlight right here on 1480 WHBC.
Browns, Buckeyes, Cavaliers, and high school sports. We know this is a sports town. 1480 WHBC has it all.
Sports. I'm a huge fan. I played in college. That's what I'm tuned into right now, sports.
Your home for the NFL, NBA, MLB, college football, and high school sports. If it's sports you're looking for, this is the right place. News Talk 1480, WHBC.
Want to turn your old, rusty hunk of junk in for a nicer ride, but think it's not even worth a tank of gas? Think again. Progressive Jeep Ram will give you $5,000 for your trade, no matter the condition. That's right, $5,000 for any trade, guaranteed. When you buy any factory-certified pre-owned car, truck, or sport utility at Progressive Jeep Ram in Massillon. Needs repairs? No problem. Any rusty, smelly, noisy hunk of junk gets you $5,000 guaranteed. $5,000 could help you get approved. No other dealer will give you $5,000 for your cruddy car, but Progressive Jeep Ram will, guaranteed. Get $5,000 for your trade only at Progressive Jeep Ram. One trade per purchase. Offer applies to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram certified vehicles only. Does not apply to prior transactions and cannot be combined with any other advertised offers. See dealer for details. Ends December 31st, 2021. Get $5,000 for your trade only at Progressive Jeep Ram in Massillon.
Medicine Center pharmacies have been serving our local community for over 40 years. Our customers know they can count on our pharmacy staff, save money, and trust us. Stop by any of our Medicine Center pharmacy locations in Canton, Louisville, Minerva, and New Philadelphia, or visit us online at medshoprx.com.
And now a small business setback, delivered by a kind French stranger.
Monsieur, there was an accident. The windshield of your catering van is, how do you say, kaput? But Progressive has an extensive network of repair shops. Now, we sing about the old days. Brave marin revient de guerre.
When things go wrong with your small business, it's comforting to know you have Progressive Commercial. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Croissance for everyone. Brave.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
WHBC AM Canton, reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the News Talk 1480 WHBC newsroom, the 77th annual WHBC Stark County High School football banquet took place last night. The all-county teams were honored. Also, Fairless coach A.J. Sarbaugh named Coach of the Year in Stark County, and Harold Fannin Jr. of McKinley, the Stark County Player of the Year. Ohio State Buckeye great and former Pittsburgh Steeler Ryan Shazier in Columbus yesterday, signing copies of his new book, Walking Miracle. It's about how faith, positive thinking, and passion brought him back from paralysis. He was injured in a game against the Bengals back in 2017. A tragic story out of Kansas. A 13-year-old boy has died after he was accidentally shot by his older brother. Police say that shooting happened in Wichita, where a 16-year-old boy brought a gun home without his parents knowing. He was showing it to his younger brother when it accidentally fired. Former Trump Chief of Staff Mark Meadows has agreed to cooperate with the House Committee's investigation of the January 6 Capitol riots. Meadows has agreed to provide records, and he will also meet for an interview with the committee. Rover.com releasing its annual list of popular pet names, revealing that COVID-19-esque names like Zoom and Fauci top the list. Celebrities like Britney Spears and the late Chadwick Boseman also had a hand in names that were gaining popularity. The top two names for dogs this year, though, Max and Bella. For News Talk 1480 WHBC, I'm Pam Cook.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your Accuweather forecast. We'll have mostly cloudy skies this afternoon with a couple of showers around as temperatures rise above freezing. High for the day, 47, then cloudy skies tonight with a low of 42. Tomorrow will be windy with clouds giving way to some sunshine. High on Thursday, 55. Then look for a couple of showers of rain or snow on Friday with a high of 45. I'm Holly Holdren for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
And welcome back, everyone. It is a spotlight on this Wednesday morning, and we have had the opportunity to kind of get to know a little bit better Habitat for Humanity East Central Ohio. Courtney Brown, who is Director of Family and Faith Partnership with Habitat for Humanity, is with me this morning. And, you know, I guess the process, we've talked about the process, but let's talk a little bit about the qualifications, because there might be somebody out there who's saying, well, I could do that, but I'm not sure that I would be accepted. How does that work?
Yeah, so the first thing I usually say to people is just try, just try. And I'll go through the specifics, but there are a lot of people who sit on applications, and I get that from some of our homeowners. They'll say, someone told me this a year ago and I was scared, and I understand that. It's you're applying for a loan, but you can't improve what you don't know. So at least come here, let us help you understand where you stand. And so I encourage anyone listening, if you know someone or if you yourself are listening and you're like, oh, I kind of think this is for me, just try. Okay. We are opening applications back up January 18th. So I hope to see some of you guys or see your names out there who's listening, because we would love to work with you. But the qualifications are, we're working with people we call moderate to low income. So Housing and Urban Development, they give out these numbers for each county every year. And they're saying that this is the median income. This is the median income of your county. Well, Habitat, we work with people who are 30 to 80% of that median income, which are really people who are working, they have income, but they're not quite there to be able to compete in that open market. So we work with folks from that income level. We do look at your debt. We do not look at credit score, which is often what people, to keep them away from applying. Habitat, we're not working with credit score. We understand that people may have made mistakes in the past, or they're working towards getting out some of those challenges. But we do look at that debt to income ratio. The second part we look at is the need for housing, because of course, Pam, who doesn't want a 0% interest mortgage? So we're working with people who have the greatest need, who have the ability to pay, but also have a need for housing. So we look at, what are their current living situation? Are they paying high rent? Is it substandard structure? Is it overcrowding? So we're working with families who have the highest need. And then that last part of the qualification is that partnership piece. Even when a person is qualified for our program and they're working in it, they're still working through their application by coming to do their classes. So that part's really not an option. You have to partner with Habitat in order to buy a house with us. So those are the three areas: ability to pay, need for housing, willingness to partner.
Are you doing more than one house at a time?
Yes, we are. Well, actually, we're slowing down because the weather is, of course, changing. Northeast Ohio, of course. So we are at any given time we can be under construction for 10 houses at once. And that's just a testament to our construction team, who's so good and talented, but really to the volunteers who come out. So many groups come out. We see on average about 6,000 volunteers and more a year. So we can do 10 houses at a time because the people in this community want to be a part of building houses alongside our hardworking homeowners.
Wow, that's awesome. I knew that you did, did some at a time, but I didn't realize it could be even like 10 houses. That's a lot.
That's a fun week for us. Yeah, it's a blast. I mean, because like I said, at 10 o'clock, we pause on every work site. So wherever Habitat ECO is working on any particular day, at 10 o'clock, hammers are down and everyone's talking and that community is growing together. And so, like we said, we build homes, community, but then hope happens in that time. Like we talked about that family, that hope and he felt very empowered after all these folks in the community heard his story.
So when it comes to funding, obviously you have to have funding some way, shape, or form. I know that one of my favorite places in the whole wide world is part of that funding.
Yes.
But let's talk a little bit about how you guys get your money to do all this.
Sure. So we, first of all, we have people who just believe in this mission. We have companies, we have faith communities. This past year, we did a faith build where we built 3 houses with 16 faith communities. And the 16 faith communities gave $5,000 each and worked 3 days on the house. So we find very creative ways to get people involved. So some people give just as an individual, as a family, as a foundation. as a company or just a group of people. But we also have the Restore, which is, I think, what you love, Pam, is the part of our ministry that is kind of that self-sustaining mechanism that is Restore. And I think, years ago when Habitat International started the Restore, it was because people asked, do you have building supplies? They see you out there and you go, do you have these things? Well, someone, goes, yeah, we can have a store, and it can be a donation center, and it can fund the ministry. So, our Restore has been such a blessing to our ministry. Every item in there is donated in the store. People are shopping. It's open to the public. Items are discounted 50 to 90% of the retail price. And all that money goes into funneling into the ministry, into more houses for families. So if you ever donate to Restore, if you ever shop at Restore, you're a donor. You're a donor to helping more people achieve affordable homeownership in our community.
And I have done both of those things, by the way. More shopping than donating, but I have done both. And it's interesting. We had an event at the Hilton by Doubletree in downtown Canton last night. It was our high school football banquet, and everybody that was there was saying, how beautiful the renovation was, and the hotel looks great. And then I went on the story about Habitat and how you guys came and you got a lot of good stuff out of that hotel, right?
We did. And we mobilized hundreds of volunteers within 2 weeks to clean out the McKinley Grand that now is the Doubletree. So going in there, all hands on deck, and we were able to sell a lot of those products at the Restore to help build houses. And really, all it took was for people to say, well, we can do this and build more houses. That's our motivation behind everything. So volunteers signed up, our staff dropped everything. We went to the McKinley Grand, we cleaned out that space so that we could sell these items in our Restore, so that we could build more houses for hardworking families. So it is, that was a blast. And now when I go to the Doubletree now, I'm just sitting there like, oh, it did not look like this when we were here. We were breaking it all down. But what a blessing that we would be considered as a partner by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
And that's the community you're talking about, the community coming together basically to help out. I remember, when you guys had two Restores, two different locations, but it's just exploded, over the past several years. And I mean, talk a little bit about that, what that's been like for you guys.
People love the Restore. And it is just it's a ministry in itself, honestly. So yes, everything we do is funneling towards the pot that helps more families achieve affordable homeownership. But what we don't realize, what most people don't, we do at Habitat realize, that when people come shopping at the Restore, for whatever reason, you have parents who have kids who are moving to college, and they're not buying a brand new couch for that college dorm room or whatever. Those relationships, people stop at Restore for that. Or families who don't have the income to be able to, furnish their apartment. Maybe they're moving, maybe they're relocating. They're not necessarily Habitat homeowners, but they're just homeowners or renters in this community who really need a couch, but they can't go and buy a couch at a retail price. So they come to Restore and they're able to furnish their whole apartment or their house. That's a ministry. When we go to pick up items, we do free pickup. So when we go out to pick up items and that widow is cleaning out the house for the first time since her spouse has passed, and our people are there to help her load those items and to talk to her about her husband. That's a ministry, and to ensure tell that woman, like, your donation today matters to us. You're helping more families achieve homeownership. Restore is a ministry, and I think people feel very connected. Not to mention the deals and the unique finds. Like, even if you're not that deep, like, okay, that's the deep part. You go to Restore and you find something that you're like, oh my gosh, who even had this? I need to have it right now. So it's just unique. It's different every day, every hour, really.
Yeah, I was saying you have to keep going back because there are hidden treasures there. I looked forever for a punch bowl set. The old fashioned kind, a nice old fashioned punch bowl with the cups to go along. And, you don't find those in stores anymore. And if you do, they cost a fortune. But I found a treasure at the Restore that I still use every Christmas. And, and like you were saying, on a more serious side, I had a friend who was in a horrible relationship. and was left with nothing. And needed, a couch and a kitchen table and some end tables and just a few dishes and just things like that. And that was like I felt good taking them there and saying, here, let's get this. We can do this,
Yeah, everything at Habitat's about dignity and homeownership, of course, and even needing a hand up and not a handout. That's dignity. But also in shopping, like, yes, it's a thrift store, but it doesn't have to be dirty. It doesn't have to be unorganized. We want every person to come through those doors and have dignity in shopping for whatever reason you're coming. Some people are coming to flip a furniture because they're crafty, but some people are coming like your friend who need to start over. And they should have dignity and shopping for that couch and for those dishes. And so everything we do at Habitat is about restoring dignity into any human being who comes to work with us, to shop with us, to serve with us, to buy with us.
And they have holiday items as well. I got a Christmas tree there last year.
Oh, you have no idea.
We
get holiday stuff all year long, and we hold them, and then we're like, oh,
it's crazy. It looks beautiful too. It's so fun to shop there. All right, we're going to take our final break, and when we come back, we'll start again and talk a little bit for folks who may just be tuning in about the homes and what the process is and the qualifying. We'll do all of that as Spotlight continues right here on 1480 WHBC.
Ferndale Water Experts have all the water treatment products you need. Save 15% on any water treatment product and take advantage of 0% financing. For quality products at a great price, call Ferndale Water Experts today.
Ferndale's Water Center.
Progressive Chevrolet will triple your down payment. 100 gets you 300. 500 triples to 1,500. $1,000 becomes $3,000. Progressive Chevrolet will triple your down payment up to $3,000. Getting triple your down payment could help you get approved when you buy any factory certified used vehicle in stock. Only at Progressive Chevrolet in Massillon. Offer applies to Chevy factory certified used vehicles only. Discount up to $3,000. Does not apply to prior transactions and cannot be combined with any other advertised offer. Dealer contribution may affect consumer cost. See dealer for details. Ends December 31st, 2021. Need to get approved for a nice in-stock factory certified used vehicle? Got cash for a down payment but wish you had more? Progressive will triple your down payment to help you get approved. And now, with the ultimate collection of SUVs and Silverados, there's no better time to shop, and there's no better place than Progressive Chevrolet on Hills and Dales Road in Massillon.
Hey guys, JT, and I'm sitting here again with my man Samuel Rinaldi, Paramount Elite. Sam, I'm looking at my house and it needs some work, man. What do I do? JT, call Team Paramount. Allow the experts to come out to your property and give you a full interior and exterior property inspections. We'll make you aware of any current issues or possible issues in the future. Call the professionals now at 330-842-9181 or check us out on the web at ParamountEliteOH.com.
Keep your home warm with help from Menards. Dynaglow heaters are the ideal choice for safe indoor supplemental heating. With a wide range of electric, natural gas, and propane heaters, we'll have the right one for you. Keep you and your family comfortable this winter. They're great for your garage, cabin, or home, and will keep you warm on the coldest nights. Right now, save big on Dynaglow heaters. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Are you looking for a new career? This is Catherine Cooper from the Commercial and Savings Bank. Did you know CSB has won the North Coast 99 Award 5 years in a row? We are proud to be recognized by ERC as one of Northeast Ohio's great workplaces for top talent. I feel the work I do every day makes a difference to the people in our community. Come see what makes us a great workplace. For our current openings, visit our careers page at csb1.com. The Commercial and Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal opportunity employer.
Are you on Santa's good list this year? Well, you are on the Bell Store's great list. And that means you can earn 10 cents off per gallon for every $25 Bell Bucks gift card you purchase with Bell Buddy Rewards. Bell Bucks make great stocking stuffers and great gifts for your neighbors, co-workers, kids, teachers, and babysitters. The more you buy, the more you save. Use Bell Bucks at the pump or in the store. Bell Stores, Ohio-owned and keeping the family on full.
Dell Technologies' biggest business sale of the year has arrived. Step up your vision with top tech up to 50% off during their Cyber Monday event. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Plus, get incredible savings on Windows 11 PCs, along with servers, monitors, and docks, all with free shipping. There's also special financing with Dell Business Credit. Get started by contacting your Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
It's not magic that will deliver 1 billion packages to homes across the country this holiday. It's the United States Postal Service. And we don't need a team of reindeer to do it, because we've added more vehicles to our fleet. And while we don't come down your chimney, we can pick up presents for you and yours. So if making more holiday deliveries to homes in the U.S. than anyone else seems like magic, that means we're doing our job. Share the magic at USPS.com/helpers.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
And welcome back for our final segment of Spotlight today on this Wednesday morning. Pam Cook with you, and we've been talking about Habitat for Humanity, East Central Ohio. Courtney Brown, Director of Family and Faith Partnership with Habitat. And Courtney, first of all, we haven't really mentioned too much for the radio folks, the phone number and website and all that kind of information in case anyone would like to get in touch with you guys.
Yes. So you can check us out online at habitateco.org, or you can call us at 330-915-5888. Also, check us out on Facebook. We're on all those platforms as well. But yeah, if you have any questions about anything that we shared today, don't hesitate. Call us. Reach out to us on our website. We'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
And for folks who are listening on the radio, you should know that we also have our WHBC video stream going on our YouTube channel and also on our Facebook page right now. And it'll live there, so you can go back and look for it and check it out and listen to the whole interview. A lot of great information. I kind of want to revisit what we were talking about at the very beginning of the show this morning for folks maybe who are just tuning in. But we talked about the homes and why it's important for people to get themselves into safe housing.
Absolutely. At Habitat, we believe that truly how the house is foundational. When you don't have a space that's comfortable, that's safe, that's affordable, then you can't really think. I don't know a better way to say it. When things are falling down around you, you can't even think about education. You can't think about progressing your career. You can't think about your health. And so what we believe we're doing at Habitat is providing hardworking families the opportunity for that stability in home so they can think, they can plan, they can grow. Their kids can feel safe. We are building our 600th house next year. And I know that's 600 structures, but think about it. Think about how many children are in those houses. Think about how many holidays, how many emotions and place that's safe. Like that stuff, you can't even put numbers on it, right? So we know that a home is where everything else can take place in a safe way, whether you're happy or sad or, coming or going, regardless, that there is a home base for you. And we know that that's important for a family so they can do all the other things that we believe God has for them to do.
I would imagine it had to be, at the beginning of the pandemic, it had to be terrifying for some people whose employers said, sorry, you got to work from home. Yeah. And maybe they didn't have that kind of a place that they felt comfortable working from.
Yes. And kids had to go to school from home, right? Like everybody was home. And for those folks who had decent and nice homes, it was fine. You could spread out. Everyone could get things done. But when you don't, it's really hard. I got a photo from one of our homeowners. The school year had just started, and her son was on the porch doing his homework. And she was like, this right here is what I've been dreaming of. My child can do their schoolwork in a safe place that's ours. They're not hearing a bunch of things. There's not a lot of people in and out. This is his home, and he's able to grow. And it was a beautiful picture, and it just made us really, really proud here at Habitat.
Yeah, very comforting feeling. Talk also about sweat equity, because for folks who don't realize, this is not, here's the keys and go on in. This is a process.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't believe our families want to be robbed of the dignity of hard work. We're already working with people who work hard every day. And we want to give them the opportunity to earn this because they can. They're able. We're not working with helpless people. We're working with people who need an opportunity, an open door, And so that sweat equity piece really brings that to the forefront, where families are really here to do the work of Habitat alongside community volunteers. But they also get to meet so many people. Like I said, 6,000 volunteers come through Habitat. So think about that. If you're just kind of focused on your work and your kids, you don't get a chance to meet people from all over our county or, this region who come to say, I'm here to help you. I don't know you, but I'm rooting for you. What can that do for a family? Just the confidence, the value, which we said at the beginning was really what it's about. It's about that empowerment and value in a human being. And so sweat equity plays a huge role. And that's what makes us a lot different than other people doing this housing conversation. I'm not saying that they're wrong, but we have found that when a family buys into this process, they truly have ownership of this home because it's theirs. They're buying it from us. And yes, it's 0% interest and it's affordable, but they worked for that. And I think people want to feel that I earned this. I did this for my family, like the man we mentioned earlier, that he's doing this to provide a life for his family. And we don't want to rob him of that. He can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a learning experience on many other levels too. It's not just, getting in there and getting the house. I mean, got to learn a lot of different things.
Yeah. People are trying things they've never tried before. I'll go out to a site just to check on families, and they'll show me around, like, look, I put that up. I was on that ladder. I didn't know I could put on siding. I didn't know I can put up drywall. And I learned how to do it because, like I said, our staff's really great at showing people how to build a house, which is the kind of like a bizarre way to build a house with people who may not have any experience, but they do such a great job at leading people. And definitely our families who are there through the whole build process on how to build their home. And so it's really fun to watch them show off their new skills. And they teach me because I'm not very handy. So when I go on site, they're like showing me how to build a home. And I mean, that's just awesome.
All right. One more time, give our listeners the phone number, website, the information they need to get in touch.
Yes. If you would like to get in touch with us, if you would like to donate, because we still do need funding to continue to build homes, but just any information, reach out to us on our website at habitateco.org or give us a call at 330-915-5888.
All right. It's been great talking to you, Courtney. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
At Packley, they pride themselves on serving families and